Hi everyone, Ashlyn Gizia YouTube channel. So I've been really busy moving and recovering and things like that. If you've been following my channel, and if not, I just get on here and I talk about random life topics. I don't really have like a specific niche. I don't talk about like video games. I don't talk about like music. I don't sing. I don't really have any like talent. I'm not like a huge YouTuber that has like a specific topic. I just talk about everyday life topics. So today mine is going to be about moving and cleaning, and since I'm moving and cleaning, and I just want to say that if you guys ever buy like a house or a mobile home, or even renting from an apartment or anything like that, this may be common sense to some people, but to some people it's not. And I just want to say that you might want to like check behind, pull the refrigerators forward, pull the stoves forward, pull the dishwasher, any appliances that you have, washer and dryer, all of it, you want to pull them forward, because if you don't, you'll be missing out on a lot of stuff that's hidden behind there. There's like when we went to my mobile home the other night to pull everything forward to clean and stuff, because I have like major OCD. I used to clean professionally too, so I was taught that like in my cleaning career that if you even just stand in an environment like in a home or a restaurant or a building of any sort and it feels dirty, then more than likely it is. And so me and my husband went to my mobile home, and as we were cleaning, when we pulled everything forward, you guys will not believe what I'm about to tell you. So we pulled forward the washer and dryer, and we found dog food spilled all over behind the washer and dryer. So they obviously had a dog. There was dust and dirt and all that. Then we go to the refrigerator. That just kind of had some like food crumbs and a little bit of dust, not that bad. Kind of stuff that you kind of expect under a refrigerator. Okay, then we get to the stove. That was disgusting. There was obviously like there was food down there because that's where you cook and stuff. But here's what got me. There was cigarette butts down there. There was more dog food in this underneath the stove in the kitchen where you eat. There's dog food underneath the stove. There was cigarettes, um, pennies, dust, dirt. It was just disgusting. So, my husband, with gloves and stuff, grabbed the chunky stuff and like put it in the garbage, and then of course we took a vacuum and vacuumed up the rest. And then you want to wipe down like cupboards and cabinets and open the doors and sanitize things. And you don't want to just like wipe it down with soap and water. Like you want to get disinfectant spray so things are sanitized, not just clean. Not just cleaned. You want to get a disinfectant so things are sanitized, so things are sanitary, because I think, like I said at the beginning of the video, sometimes some of that stuff can be common sense, but a lot of the times people don't think, that you cleaning sometimes isn't enough. Getting things wiped down with soap and water isn't enough. You need to sanitize. Okay, second thing that I'm going to say is when you have cupboards and stuff like that, you want to look at the bottom of the cupboards and you want to look at the top of the cupboards, because there's always grease and dirt and dust on those too. If you have ceiling fans, you want to dust and wipe down the ceiling fans too, because there's dust and dirt there too. And when you're cleaning, you want to clean things. Again, this might sound like common sense, but you want to clean things from top to bottom. So, like, if you're cleaning the ceiling fans, for an example, I'll do an example. You don't want to vacuum and then shampoo your carpet and then clean your ceiling fan after, because all the dirt that you're cleaning from your ceiling fan is going to fall down to the floor that you just vacuumed and shampooed on. So you always want to get all your cleaning done up top first, and like on cupboards, ceiling fans, and then countertops, and then and stools or chairs, and then you get and coffee tables or whatever. Then you get down to your floor and you vacuum, and if you have carpet, you shampoo it. If you don't, then you use a mop or a Swifter. So that's how you want to do things. I mean, you don't have to take my advice, but I mean, that's how I would do things, because it would make more sense, because then you don't have to go back and redo something. It saves time, and headache and all that and stress. So, and then, you know, bathtubs. Like, okay, you have to think about what other people might do for occupation, like previous owners, if they were construction workers, or, if they worked with animals or any of that. They're coming home with animal matter, and if they work a construction worker, dirt and rocks and all that, mud, whatever, concrete, and they're showering all that off of them into the tub. And like, essentially most people probably clean their bathtubs, I'm hoping. But sometimes people don't, because they just think, it's a shower. That's where you get clean, so it can't be that dirty, which I don't know how some people can think that way, but people do. Trust me, some people think like that. So you want to clean, bleach, sanitize the heck out of a bathtub when you're buying a mobile home or even renting an apartment. Because renting apartments, like, they do some wiping down and stuff, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't clean like you guys think they do, and sometimes they don't even paint the walls like you guys think they do. So, bathtub, sanitize everything. Door handles, I would just get some disinfectant spray and spray all the door handles and light switches, a light spruce on the light switch or something, because obviously people are touching all of that. And especially like nowadays, like, I hate to bring this up, but COVID, like, even though it's dying down and it's not a big deal anymore, like, it's still out there. So yeah, if you're buying or renting now, or any time in life, you want to sanitize things, not just clean them, because you're protecting yourself from COVID and then other regular viruses like the flu virus, A and B, and cold viruses and all that. So, yeah, and then, like, I was gonna say, this is what me and my husband do. If we buy or rent a place, and if we don't have money at the time to purchase paint, because sometimes all of us run into money problems, but we usually, if we don't have the money at the time to paint our new home, what we do is we get a 5 gallon bucket, or just a bucket of some sort, a mopping bucket. We fill it up with soap and water, and then we add some bleach. And be careful mixing certain chemicals when you're cleaning, because when I used to be a professional cleaner, we're also taught that, of course, too, that there's certain chemicals that you shouldn't mix when you're cleaning. And being a daughter of a chemist, that's common sense to me. Yes, you don't want to mix certain chemicals. So I know that with certain, you shouldn't really mix bleach with soap. You shouldn't really mix bleach with anything, really. And I think it does say that on the bottle. I'm not 100% sure, so don't, like, quote me on that, but I think it might say that on the bottle. But that's what I do. I'm not telling you guys to do that, and don't do that. Always call poison control, or call a professional to ask them what you can mix together if you're not sure. But I always mix bleach and dish soap together. And then what I did is I used hot water, and then we we just stick a mop in the bucket and then wring it out, and we scrub all the walls and ceilings down with our mop. That's what we do to a new environment if we don't have the money right away to purchase paint, because people with, like, I have OCD really bad, and people don't always think about that either. Think about how people touch the walls, or like some people make love up against the wall. Um, there, some people are nasty and they gleek. I don't know if you guys know what gleeking is, but it's like taking your tongue and going like that and making spits shoot out. Just some people do that just sitting around their house for fun, which is freaking weird because you'd think that people don't do things like that, but people do. They get bored and they're sitting there watching TV and they have weird habits like that. There's other weird people out there that will pick their nose and wipe it on the wall because they're disgusting. I don't know anybody personally that does that kind of stuff, but I mean that I've watched YouTube videos, I've watched documentaries, I've seen movies just like we all have, where people are pretty nasty, and behind scenes, like on caught on camera videos, I there's people doing weird things that when they think no one's watching. So we always sanitize our walls and stuff like that if we can't afford paint. So that's just a tip for you guys too. If you're moving and you can't afford to paint a place right away, but you don't want to really hang anything up, or you don't really want to touch your walls because, or if because it feels gross in there and stuff, that's a tip that you could do while you're waiting to save money to buy paint, is sanitize your walls with, get a mop and wipe everything down with the soap and water or bleach or whatever cleaner you want to use. Um, and then let me think of what else. You just want to, um, there's some tips and tricks. Like if you don't have a lot of money for countertops and stuff like that, after you clean them and sanitize them, you don't like the way the countertops looks, you can always buy things offline and stuff like that, like vinyl wrapping, and put that on your countertop, or whatever, if you don't have a lot of money to change the style of the countertop. It's a cheap way to change how the countertop looks if you don't like it. You can always even paint a countertop. There's countertop paint, and stuff like that, so you don't have to go and buy a whole new counter from like Menards or Lowe's or whatever home hardware stores there are out there, because it can get pretty pricey if you need to replace something just because you don't like the way it looks. There's cheap ways to change things without buying something brand new, you know? I've always grown up with that mindset of if something isn't broken, um, then I don't know the exact saying, but if something isn't broken, don't go and try to fix it. Just take what you have and make the best of it. Um, so enhance it, embrace it, and don't replace it if it's not broken. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Because there's easy ways to fix it. And then also, like, there's other things to do. Like, okay, this sounds weird, but my husband and I, in this new mobile home we bought, there's an area in the in one of the bathrooms, because we have two bathrooms, where it's a half bath, but there's like a shower head, and there's like a drain where like you could make a shower into it or a bath into it if you wanted to, but it never got finished. So what we're doing with that area is we actually put up a shower curtain so it looks like there's a shower and or a bath there, but we just keep storage things that like we don't really use. Like we have a spare washer and dryer that works, that we don't want to get rid of, because if anything happens to our washer and dryer that's there at the mobile home, we already have a washer and dryer. We don't have to purchase a new one. So we're going to put that in the area behind that shower curtain that's supposed to be a bathtub or a shower. So, see, there's like things you can do to fix things. And if you don't have a lot of money, or if you're moving into a house or a mobile home, to kind of like ghetto rig or whatever you want to call it, to like make things appear nice and make things be nice and make things turn into your home, make it how you want it. So, it's a lot. Moving is a lot, and me and my husband were going through all kinds of crazy things. Like, we've always, like, if we've moved, always lived with a friend or a parent while we're waiting to move into our new home. So we were confused on how it is to change uh, utilities like lights and heat, like gas, on over to your new place if you already are living in a place with light and gas. But I know this sounds stupid, but me and my husband, like I said, if we ever were moving, it was from our parents' house or from our friend's house, so their lights were already on, so we always just turn on the lights with our name. We never had lights in our name, moving from a place with lights in our name and then moving to another place. And we found out that you can just make a new account for the new home that you're moving into, and but keep your name, keep the lights and heat and whatever utilities, water and all that in your own name at the old place that you're living at still while you're moving, because you obviously need lights in your old place that you're moving from and your new place, because you need it to see to move and to clean and stuff like that. So we found out that we can just make new accounts. So we made new accounts and switched or got utilities on at our new place. So we did that. And if you didn't know that, like we didn't know, then yes, you can have utilities in two different places. They just make different accounts for that. And I know that might be common sense too, but we didn't know because we don't move a lot, you know? I mean, whenever we live somewhere, we live places for like years on end. Like, me and my ex, we had an apartment, me and my ex-husband, we had a place for that we lived in for 6 years. Um, Another place I lived at for 3 years. And then me and my husband, we had a mobile home that we just lost like about 3 years ago due to the derecho here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We lived in that one for 5 years. So if you see what I'm saying, we've moved a lot, but it's been like in a long span of years in between. It hasn't been like 1 year we lived here, the next year we lived there, 6 months later we moved again. 5 months later we're moving over there. 2 years later we're moving over here. It hasn't ever been like that. We've always lived at places for quite a few years on end before we leave. This apartment that we live in right now, that we're moving away from, we've lived here for 2 years. So it was a temporary thing because we were looking for a house or a mobile home to own, because we don't obviously we don't want to rent. And obviously, um, everybody wants to be homeowners at one point in their life, and some people don't. I mean, a lot more people do want to be homeowners, but some people don't. I mean, if I was single and I just had one or two of my kids at home, or if I was single and I had no kids, an apartment would be okay and fine with me. I would be fine with renting, because owning a home is a lot. Like, you have to mow the lawn, you have to repair anything that gets broken and all of that. And when you rent, you don't have to do any of that. So some places you might have to, but any place I've ever rented, I haven't had to. So, but that's basically all I have to say about moving and cleaning. Um, that's kind of why I haven't been on and posting a lot of videos lately, because I've been super busy with moving and recovering from this miscarriage. And I'm doing a lot better when it comes to the recovery of miscarriage. the other day I got blood results back and everything, and I'll just make a separate video for that, but I'm doing a lot better. I'm not all the way better, but I'm doing a lot better. So I don't know, but stay tuned, everybody. And I actually am going to make probably another video after this. So I'm going to try to. But other than that, I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in, and I will be on with another life topic.